Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Rita Lee's video blog. I'm Airy Sky, also known as Krabby McCoffee. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up. If you're a comer backer, welcome. For a lot of you that ask me why I use the comer backer feature, well, that's because Mother Fanny passed away, supposedly, February 12th. That's why we haven't seen anything on her website or her page. So I'm trying to get you guys prepped, ready to go in case of an emergency. I had a great conversation yesterday. Don't mind me. I'm trying to do many things. So today's update says news, more news, and a speck of prepping. Or is it a dash of prepping? I don't know. So I also put Chloe news in there because frankly, but let's get down with the big news of the day before we get into the rest, all right? Civil War. People have been emailing me. Is there going to be civil war now that Donald Trump's been indicted? I don't know. All right. Frankly, I will tell you the stupidest thing, okay? Having no communication or tablet that can communicate and give me the news feed right then and there, right? It's dead. Chloe destroyed it. I like having a tablet on me for, whatever reason. So I was shopping for tablets. Probably going to have to buy one this year. Part of the thing so I can maintain stuff, right? But being without a tablet's not that big of a deal, right? So I was minding my own business, okay? Passed the inspection, did everything as you know, and then what happened? Lo and behold, my father-in-law calls me, and I was talking to Higgins. Higgins didn't say, "Oh, did you share the news? There's no bullshit." Instead, he didn't say anything, right? He knows I'm not like this person that likes to talk about politics. I guess Higgins finally learned not to swipe the ice bear, okay? So I'm sitting there. I'm minding my own business. I'm sitting there, minding my own business. And I hear, Tildore's probably loving this story. Zoe loved stories. Did you hear the news? What news? You ever heard the news? What? You've been out of it? I don't have a tablet that can give me breaking news. I have to recalibrate things, and I've been busy cleaning. Oh, well, Donald Trump has been indicted. Praise the Lord, he has been indicted. First thing I did was went to every major news agency I know. Then I decided, before I get into my movie last night, I was going to watch some of the stuff that they're talking about on streaming this morning. The world news, and I'm thinking, right, and then Higgins says to me, "Oh, you finally found out. Well, they're not going to get it." Look, let me put it to you this way, okay? Mama Pee-wee and I have a loving understanding, okay? We're not talking about Trumpism, or DeSantis, okay? I don't like DeSantis. I'm not going to say anything negative about DeSantis or Trump. However, way the current political spectrum is going, I can't tell to people what's going to happen because of it. I mean, look, I was telling Higgins the other day, okay? I'll get to that story in a minute, okay? People look at me and they say, I said there's three outcomes, of the election. Outcome one was my own opinion, and God, through God's mighty hand, blue wave didn't happen. Red wave didn't happen. Split down the middle like a bowling thing, a split. Yeah. What happened? Nothing. So the American people are now looking at what's going to happen to the future. So every election, every 2 years or 4-year election is going to be basically a total knockdown of what's going to happen, right? And so a lot of people out there are pissed off. And because of it, Mama Fanny, Fanny supposedly passed away. Mama Pee-wee's busy, but Mama Pee-wee does keep in touch with my channel. And if she has a gripe, she can email me. But my point is I see this BS, right? Let me tell you what's going on, okay? My opinion, not misinformation. Okay, I'm watching for nuclear war. I'm watching for civil war. I'm watching for banking collapse. Okay, I checked the stock market today. Apparently, the stock market is rallying, right? As you preppers, I'm the one checking for everything. I got Higgins talking about radios. Oh, the radios. As an old lady, I basically look around every day and I say to myself, eventually we're all going to pass away. The question is how, when, and why, right? The next thing we have to worry about is what's going to happen in the future. Think about it. You got, a blue wave, as I said, ain't going to save the country. A red wave ain't. You got everyone basically saying, take up arms, do this, do that. First of all, before you sit there and pick a gun up, stand a post, I got to tell you a couple stories. All right. One is, I was watching some guy last night talking about Donald Trump's lawyer. All right. The one that's going to fight for Donald Trump, right? He's good. Fortunately, Michael Cohen's lawyer basically was saying, let's put it this way, okay? The guy opened my eyes up, okay? When someone commits a crime, they're innocent until proven guilty. Yes, innocent until proven guilty by peers, okay? Let's just say Donald Trump's innocent, okay? I don't want people sitting there, look. He's going up against a judge. He's going up against a magistrate. He's going up against all this. Let the judge do his job. If the American people see him acquitted, then there's no wrongdoing, okay? The point is we have to give Donald Trump his day in court. Fortunately, there's this BS crap going around, okay? Now, I don't support, we're going to take up arms and overthrow. No. That'll just mean the body count gets thicker and thicker. What we need to do is take a deep breath. Look at the big picture here. I mean, literally, this trial doesn't mean much, okay? All these people are so panicking and in a pickle, and look. Point is, in the end of the day, we will get to the bottom of this, and the bottom of it is what's going to happen. But, the point is, you can't literally sit there and wag your finger and be like, we need to. I mean, literally, okay, so technically I see this, so dad's all, really? So it's last night, Higgins is like, it's BS, it's BS. Look, I don't give two shits what Higgins' political party is. I'm God's prophet, okay? And frankly, if I told you to prep for nuclear attack, then you prep for that particular purpose. But so far, the good Lord hasn't said what he's got in store for the greedy buttholes of the world either, okay? Now, Donald Trump, here's my theory. The news articles basically sit there. Have you ever gone through the news agency every day, or the agency? I call it the news media, mainstream media. Let's call the mainstream media the agencies, okay? The agencies turn around and they post stuff like real news, okay? Real news, right? They claim it's real news, right? I claim all news is fake news because there's nothing there, okay? There is no substance. I mean, literally, the reason I'm only monitoring certain fields is because this is what we need to know to get prepping. The Black Swan's about to fly. Problem is, this could be part of the Black Swan getting ready to take a liftoff. But the point is there's too many people out there that basically believe the American people are going to have the government bail them out. Think about it. That's why they're not worried about the stock market. Hey, Kane. Look, I don't give two shits what you think about Trump and witch hunt. Look, this is my channel, as everyone knows. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. As far as Donald Trump, I'll tell you my opinion. And this is where I basically turn around and tell people to either shut up, put up, or shut up. And right now, my opinion matters. Okay, this is my channel. Someone wants to comment, Trump's a witch hunt. I don't give a shit if it is or isn't. My opinion matters more than most people. And I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. But someone has to post this, okay? Let me tell you my opinion, people. I don't give shit what Kane says about Trump, okay? It isn't a witch hunt. You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is, in my opinion, okay? They're going to basically cripple this country. That's what the Democrats are doing, okay? And they'll do it anyway and every way they can. But to someone that sits there and annoys the hell out of me, let me just tell you what annoys me the most, okay? Is someone talks about Trump, okay? I don't care. What I care about is every party is a bunch of douchebags. Pretty much. Every party is a bunch of douchebags. Yeah, think about it. Both parties can't come up with Social Security, or not Social Security, the budget, right? What happens if there's no budget listing, huh? They're basically, let me put it to you this way. They're giving throwing red meat to the media. Well, they're watching the media tear down this wild pack of beasts, eating Donald Trump, eating up whatever happens. The point is the American people need to realize that I don't care. Okay, Chloe's doing a happy dance in her room because she hates Trump. Okay, she literally hates Trump with a passion. That's why the Secret Service was visiting us 5 years ago. Now, what's the secret? I'll tell you, I don't care about the media. What I care about is waking up in the morning, having my hot coffee, which tomorrow is going to be a good day. We get milk again. So milk in my coffee tomorrow. That's going to be a blessing at least till Sunday night. Monday I get more coffee, so I only got 3 days to go. Isn't that great? Then you got the point I'm trying to make is, the American people need to realize that if anyone wants to sit there and, me and Mama Pee Wee have an understanding, okay? My thing is I have my own opinions of Donald Trump, okay? And right now is not the time to sit here and state it's a total witch hunt. Look, the main thing I'm bringing up today's news article is not about Donald J. Trump. It is more about people sitting there talking on YouTube about locking and loading in Civil War because they're supposed, I've seen it all over the place, talking about the Orange Messiah being indicted. The commander and Khan, or Khan and Chief, whatever they're calling him, all these different negative names. They're literally saying, oh, yeah, he's going to prison. He's going to prison. Well, I don't care. What I care about is this. While you sit there and you all are sitting around talking about the what ifs, let the jury, let the judge, let the lawyers do their job. Stay out of the political arena until we have all the fucking facts. Because if you keep sitting there saying, it's a political persecution, maybe, but let them do their damn job. Because if everyone fucking sits there and does it, this is where the country gets more divided. And eventually Americans are going to basically say enough's enough. And there's going to be civil war between the Democrats and Republicans, or gun owners versus non-gun owners. I mean, think about it. We need to keep the peace right now. And the peace is important. Christmas blend, So let's get on to the other news. Okay, so in the meantime, father-in-law said, oh, isn't that great news? No, it isn't. My opinion? No, I get to the crux of why I'm saying it's my problem. You see, the news media isn't talking about Ukraine much. Oh, Ukraine, Russia's losing or Ukraine's losing. No, they're saying, oh, Russia's getting their ass kicked and Russia's, planning to move nukes into Belarus and they're going to tactically nuke NATO and blah, 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 right? I don't think Putin's that stupid. Then you got the China, Putin, Iran, North Korea deal, right? Big deal. Those 4 communist countries can make their own deals. I mean, literally. So the rest of the country, you can just put sanctions on them and skip them. Who's going to buy each other's crap when the country sits there and sees fossil fuels only going to 4 countries where everyone else is running on something else? I mean, literally, the countries, the world is, we have to look at the bigger picture here. And by the way, Five Farms, they make some really good Irish whiskey, by the way. Irish liqueur. It's very expensive. I think it's like $50, but they use 10% Irish cream. I've always wanted to try Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey Coke. I think Tullamore Dew's an Irish whiskey. Keep thinking about that. Do I want to try some Tullamore Dew? I'll take a poll on that. Maybe we'll do it Monday after the bills are paid. What do you think? I might go buy and get a bottle of sipping whiskey. What do you guys think, huh? Why don't we talk about that soon? No. Let's talk about the crux of the problem I have. Here on Radio Rita, TV Rita, Crabbing my coffee Rita, whatever. The American people need to realize this is just a sideshow of a sideshow. Think about it. Every day you look at news articles, when the mainstream media has nothing to give you, they come up with something like breaking news, Donald Trump has been indicted. I didn't know that. I must have been basically not caring in the world. I was playing my game. I was dealing with other issues, and I was dealing with, I need a home. So, point is I'm here today to tell you that the world is going down the toilet. You guys as preppers need to prep. Now, for some of you out there wondering, my opinion, it's the news. They're just throwing us a bone because there's nothing going down the toilet. That's the thing. As soon as it happens, they gobble it up. It's like, like the Pope passes away, right? Everyone, it's like 3 days. The Queen posts 2 weeks of Queen news. So, anyways, let me just tell you guys a story. Okay. So the manager, right? Great lady. Turns around and great lady, by the way. I told Dad the story last night. He was telling me about Donald Trump, what's gonna happen. Well, let's just give the media and the jury some breathing space before we sit there and basically post our own opinions, because every person's opinion and their opinion matters, okay? Now, let me tell you something about opinions, okay? Opinions are like shit. It stinks for a while and then it dissipates, okay? So opinions are like shit, okay? Most people have an opinion. My opinion's garbage too, but the best wise advice I can give you young Padawans is wait and see. Let's see what happens. I mean, if he's innocent, he'll get out of it, and the media is going to basically be really pissed. Now, if he doesn't get out of it, then we'll see what happens from there. That we didn't cross that bridge yet. It's just like, oh, he's going in on Tuesday. I mean, literally. So what does that tell you about the mainstream media and the news? Wait and see. I mean, literally, wait and see. Me? I could care less right now. I could be more interested in my computer game. But while we're here, we're going to be talking about personal issues. Now, Tildor posts, I wish they'd bring back the Atari. Yeah, well, the Atari 2652, 7800. Then there was the Atari Jaguar. There was the Atari Jaguar CD. Atari Lynx and the Lynx 2. Yeah, people sit there and think of me as a useless piece of crap. But, he says, have a prep like you have a pair. I'm sorry, I don't have Miller. If you want to genuine donate dollars to me, Higgin, or Tildor, send me a gift card from the grocery store in town. I'll go get some Miller. Okay, so back to the jokes at hand, okay? Let's get down to the other crux of today's problem, okay? Last night, I ate ramen. Yeah, I actually had some spicy noodles for lunch. Let me tell you. Cleaned my sinuses out. But damn, did it hurt my bunghole for once. Now, you guys are sitting there thinking, okay, what's next? Well, let me explain it. Now, this morning, all right, as a prepper, I got up this morning. I had to check on my sink. All right, Tildore's always like talking about this rat's nest, right? Dishes are piled up. I told Chloe to clean her damn mess up. Okay, now let me explain a few things. So, before I'm making this video as short as possible today because, well, you already have the whole thing about the Trump thing. You can go look at any mainstream media and they'll be talking about it, okay? Now, for me, my personal news is more entertaining than Donald Trump, okay? Now, as a prepper, you got to prep for all situations. Every situation you got to come up with, right? So, let me tell you a story. This morning, I get out of bed. Chloe's always, I'm going to get up early and I'm going to call these places and I'm going to, So then, they turn around and they, then they turn around and, So Higgins emails me, right? And he's like, I don't understand the difference. The difference is, look at so he emails me this thing about these notebooks, right? He's looking to try to help me with a notebook, right? He doesn't understand A4, B5, and A5, right? They're the sizes of the planner, right? So for example, A5 is 5.7 inches wide and 8.3 inches long, where B5 is approximately 7.6 inches wide and 10 inches long. And then you got the A4, which is 11 inches by 8.5 inches. So it's the big guy. So he emailed me that. But anyways, let's not talk about planners right now. We got some real serious issues here to talk about. Okay, so we're gonna get to Higgins' little problem in a second too, by the way. But I want to tell you the news from my point of view. Okay, so I got up this morning. I wake Chloe up. Chloe gets up, fills her water bottle up, leaves, goes back into her room. I just want to clean her rat's nest, right? This place is clean. So today I got to vacuum, tidy up the stuff, right? I cleaned the floors this morning in the bathroom. Cleaned the bathroom again. Problem, right? So I think the sink's leaking. So I tell Chloe, that's not my problem. If it keeps leaking, just tell the manager. Yeah, that means I got to call the manager, tell her the tub's leaking and this is leaking and that's leaking, but you won't let anyone in the house because you think you're a racist, is what I told Chloe. She's like, yeah, well, they evicted me, right? The manager just basically didn't evict. The manager basically said, we're not restarting you because of your bad behavior. That's her exact words, right? So here's the story for you, okay? On my side of things. Funny story. So Chloe gets mad because I'm sitting there and I'm like this, right? I'm here. I don't pick fights, okay? I speak the truth. Tildor knows it. Higgins knows it, etc. So I turned to Chloe and I said, look, it's nearly 11 o'clock in the morning. Actually, I think it was like 10. And then she went back to bed till like 11, right? Something like that, right? I said, if you keep freaking talking about calling these apartment complexes, right? Apartment complexes. And yet you can't get through to them because in the afternoon they're closed. And maybe you need to change your sleeping schedule from gaming till 5 in the morning because you're not a fucking spring chicken to making phone calls. I hope Tildor hears the post a comment on this. To getting off your lazy ass. No, I'm not telling Tildor to get off his lazy ass. To get off your lazy ass and make the phone calls early morning so you can get it all done. If you're an Eastern state or East Coast, you make them in, Higgins is given a list, right? Chloe thinks a miracle is going to come and whisk her away so she has housing, right? Thing is it's going to basically be rude if she's still here April 30th. The sheriff shows up, right? I'm concerned about the minister said, don't worry. Meanwhile, Chloe turns around and demands housing, right? Remember I told you about the therapist appointment, right? Therapist appointment. I told the therapist I had a long shot with the state, right? The state has 3 programs. State 1 program was the program for Chloe to get put I'm looking for something real quick for Tildor. So it's a little inside joke. Let's see. Here we go. I just want to look at something here. Okay. So I'm gonna show. Is this Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna zoom in to 200% for this. Tildor, if you're watching this is for you, man. All right, let's just turn this on because he was saying something about, I wish they would bring back the Atari. Well, there you go. 50th anniversary Atari, man. Right there. Just buy one, plug it in. It's got 130 games built in. So, the games, it's got games and games and games. And all you need right there, brother or sister Tildor, is there you go. See, it says right there. Atari 50 video computer system. There you go, man. So if you really want one of those gizmos, feel free to look into it. It looks pretty good for 56 rating, but still. Just Google Amazon, Atari. It'll pull up something. Anyway, shall we get down to business? All right. So there you go, Tildor, for you, man or woman. There's like a lot of different Atari clones and stuff. But, I thought, that would be awesome for you, dude. Every Christmas they bring out one of those things anyways. But still, you just got to look at the local Walmart, man. They usually have them. Now, let's get down to business, okay? Because I have gaming to do today and phone calls to make. So I tell Chloe, you're not going to get anywhere in life if you basically turn around and sleep all day and game. Well, she got mad. She's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And then she goes to sleep, right? Well, I tell the truth. I mean, literally, if you're going to basically do something, you do it. You don't just sit on your ass, right? Twiddle your thumbs, And so technically, she was angry, right? And then she's like, angry. And I'm trying to, get things done. So I called this morning because Chloe's like, I'm going to be homeless. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So I turned around. I called the state, right? Talked to this lady. I think she thought I was Chloe, paranoid. Fine by me. I said, we're looking at assessment, right? The assessment, right? So the lady turns around, right? She says, I sent the referral in myself. Okay, this is how it worked, okay? I'm going to break down what's going on for you guys. Tildor, if you are watching this, I'd like to get your true opinion on it. I know I'm going to check email shortly, but I haven't even told old Higgins about this yet because this came out today. Higgins is always, But anyways, my family, Dinkster. I wonder why well. Yeah, okay. So let me just tell you guys a story in a second. So I'm talking to this lady, right? And I said, well, we got 30 days, right? 30 days. 30 days, till I said homeless, tell homeless, right? Talking about Chloe, right? I said 30 days till Chloe's homeless, right? Ladies thought I was insane and talking third person and that I was talking as Chloe. So I was like, whatever, right? No problem. Cool, right? Awesome, right? Totally cool, right? Sweet, right? So the lady turns around and said, well, I put in the referral on the 24th. 24th. Now, I don't have a calendar in front of me. Actually, let's just go over it. Actually, is there a calendar built in here? Sometimes email program. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's just open this up. Let's see. I want to see this for a second. Okay, can we go by the month? Yeah, okay. So she puts in, right? Let's go by work week. I want to actually go by month. Can we actually go by month? Here we go. Thanks. So I've actually opened up a program. It's like a clone. Okay, so the 24th, right? This was 1 week ago today, right? I called. I had my appointment, my assessment on the 22nd. Chloe is panicked and griping and panicking. So on the 24th, Friday, I called the state and I said, homeless in approximately 37 days, give or take, and need help, right? Thinking this is an option, right? So the state takes the thing, right? Takes the thing, sends the referral in. The lady said on the 24th, the referral was sent in. She said on Monday, the 27th, the financial obligation for approving Chloe with the DD and the disabled, the developmentally disabled, and the mentally ill program has been approved. Okay, so literally what happened is they sidestepped it. Okay, now you guys could sit there and say, I don't get it. Well, let me explain it. Okay, lady said it takes 30 to 45 days to place someone in housing, right? Lady sidetracked it by speeding this up, knowing that Chloe was going to be quote unquote homeless. Now, you guys could sit there and say, oh, that's great news. Chloe's now thinking in the paranoid box theories that the management and everyone else had a hand in this. Think about it. Think about it. Chloe turns around and literally the manager says she's protecting me because I never leave my house, right? And yet Chloe is literally been told to leave by April 30th, right? Meanwhile, funny story, Chloe is telling everyone she's been evicted. Letter, the manager sent a letter claiming that she's been evicted. It's fine. Now, because of it, what happens to the rest of us? Well, think about it. Chloe's got to call all these places, right? Hundreds of calls, probably thousands of calls. I mean, literally, Higgins earned his gift card from Chloe by sending links that's needed for housing. Right? Chloe hasn't even started calling, right? So with me, right? With me, I turned around. Funny story. And I literally called them up, right? Called them up. And I said to these wonderful people, love my friends, by the way, love you all. I said, and I quote, because, I'm friends. I am friendo. Right? So I said to my friends, right, that this is going to be a great topic due to the fact that what happened. So I call them up. The lady said, oh, well, between these counties, commissioners, county judges, this, and this, prosecuting attorneys, everything else, management companies, everything, Chloe's application was, instead of waiting 60 days for the financial aspect to be approved, they approved it within freaking 4 days, right? 4 days, right? 4 freaking days, right? Now, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of semi-paranoid myself. You see, if it takes 4 days for that, this is where Tildor could probably laugh. 4 days, right? 4 days. Chloe can't cook, except burns everything on high. We're not going to complain about Chloe's cooking. Can't do dishes. Apparently, the management, The lady turned and told me that they have a report from apparently the management manager that Chloe's room is atrocious. She won't even clean. She just thinks, So, um, so anyways, what I'm trying to tell you guys. So she turned around, right? And she tells me outright, right, that 4 days. I said, well, I asked, how come they're going fast? She says, oh, we got the word. So, I said to her, what do you mean you got the word, right? The lady was very nice. She said, well, we got the word, right? Well, how do you get the word, people, when you stand around, right? I love all of you, by the way. You know this. And you understand, right? Well, Chloe's basically literally verbally attacked, right? Well, apparently, so this morning, after I got done with the phone call, I called up someone else that's close to Chloe, people. And they both said that they were working with helping Chloe get into a either assisted living, a group home, or um, a group home, or something else, right? So I said to them, does this affect placement? And they said Chloe asked for placement. That's the thing. Chloe asked for placement, right? So while Chloe asked for placement in a way that, she's afraid for her home, right? But she's also afraid for her freedoms, right? People say, oh, Rita, you're going to be going. I get emails all the time. You're going to a group home, Rita. I'm making sure of it. Really? Well, that's funny because the manager already signed me on for another pretty much year. All right. Every year. But Chloe, of course, basically was forced out. So if this jackass wants to email me and basically attack me and dead name me, that's fine and dandy because guess what? The point is they want to accuse me of right? Of all this crap. Look what's happening. I mean, literally, Chloe basically blew her stack. Oh, you made Chloe sick and you held Chloe back. She can get treatment and you're a bad person. Really? Well, guess what? Apparently, the people in this island said it wasn't me at all. Even her therapist said, but now look what's going on. You see? So what do I got to do? I got to email um, email yeah, so my point being, my friends, is that she turns around and this lady's like, well, we know Chloe's on a time frame for being homeless, right? So what do? They kick in the gear. They go and they get the financial approval on this island through different channels. 4 days. 4 days it took them. Right after the management said no research, Chloe basically gets approved, right? Yeah. Anyways, then, 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 and then, you have the other groups, right? The other groups turning around, right around the island. You got the police department, you got the sheriff, the sheriff, I should say. fire department, therapists, all these people closely, a manager said to me the other day, we're concerned with you, Rita, because you don't leave. You're not allowed to leave your house, and you're probably going to end up dead from a heart attack or something. Okay. So what happens? Tell you what. I'll tell you what happened. I love you guys dearly. So Chloe, when I called today, the lady said it's usually 30 to 45 days, but since you've already passed 1 week, 5 days, I said, is that business time, or is that business 30 to 45 business days, or is that 30 to 45 days in general? She said, well, it's usually business days, but for Chloe's case, they're stepping up, right, for placement. So the thing is so I said, well, what happens if you guys, it's past April 30th? She says, we will be in contact to make sure we know where you're at, so you can, where they're at, I should say, where we know where we can get in touch with her to, whatever. So to me, Chloe's basically leaving, but she's also going to be, so to me, it's interesting because the state literally said, yes, we will be basically, it's called the Home and Community Placement Services, placement, Home and Community, Washington State, So, so basically, they're always talking about, residential, doesn't explain what it is, but Chloe's like, I'm not going, if they're going to take all my money, and the lady was nice. The lady's like, look, the lady was on the phone, like, you got evicted, you take what you get, and Chloe's like, I could live, in, a halfway house or a group setting. The problem is the group setting, right? Today's Friday, right? The group setting or the halfway house hasn't contacted Chloe back. Chloe could leave at any given time. She could leave Monday, leave me to have my ham by myself, and yet at the same time it doesn't work, So, but they sped things up. So there's 3 options. Option 1's her own apartment, which more likely is the last resort. The first one is assisted living, where Chloe has, her meals cooked and dishes done, and et cetera, laundry. Thing is they asked about Chloe's laundry. I said Chloe can do laundry herself, but thing is I can do my own laundry, but I don't have the quarters, and every time I buy quarters, it goes into the Chloe laundry fund. So another thing that's really problematic with the whole ordeal is the state's investigating apparently Chloe. Now I know there's people out there that message and say, "Oh well, how come the state's investigating?" Well, let me put it this way, okay? Over the last 6 years, I used to live in Moses Lake. All right, Chloe was Terrible Ivan in Moses Lake. Then we moved down here to get away from the sheriffs and the police in Moses Lake. Chloe was Terrible Ivan here. But people thought I was insane and that everything Chloe said or did was in my head. So finally, Chloe snapped recently. Okay, Terrible Ivan came out. All right, let's just put it that way. Now, the point is Chloe is literally having problems. Okay. You see, the point I'm making is Chloe basically, right? State's investigating, food stamps, where my food stamps went supposedly, to why I'm living in filth, right? They're investigating that. So when basically everything came up for Chloe to be put in a placement as an option, because And Chloe says, do what you have to keep me from being homeless, right? So I did everything I can. Gave her phone numbers. Higgins gave her phone numbers. Her mom gave her phone numbers. Advocates gave her phone numbers. Therapists gave her phone numbers. So many things to do, right? But Chloe wanted everyone else to make the phone calls for her. I won't. So what happened? In the end, Chloe basically started sleeping in and staying up. And now that her lifeline is, as Higgins said, her life is unstabilizing, she's basically in a pickle. Well, what do you expect, Higgins, right? Big old brother Higgins. So what happened, right? So basically, he turns around. I love Higgins, by the way. He's an awesome big brother. That he's right? That, so the state's investigating all these things. And that includes other issues like what's going on in the future. I mean, think about it. They're literally looking at me, okay? The agencies I've talked to are concerned because I don't leave my house. Chloe controls my money, apparently. Told them all, oh, I control Rita's money. And yet, the grocery store always sees Chloe using my money for her supplies. And yet, when they do ask a question of Chloe, apparently they've been getting some answers out of her at the checkout. Well, what's the mayonnaise for? Oh, that's Rita's. Well, what's Rita using it for? Oh, I think she's going to use up some of her suddenly pasta, right? Or what's the Thousand Island dressing for? Oh, that's for Rita. She wants to make burgers, right? Well, look at these, right? Burgers. I was telling Chloe the other day I'd like to do some pork chops, Fortunately, Chloe basically turned around and, there's like 2 pork chops left. Sat there and ate them, right? Well, anyways, the food bank's been asking her questions too, like, how come does Rita get anything? Well, Rita gets the milk, the eggs, and the cheese when you guys have it, right? So they're literally marking down that people are giving food for 2, and that people are marking down that, that a person like me is literally going semi-hungry, because, like last night, it was my ramen was taken for, so that's something I wanted to share with you, and with all these things, questions being asked, people are Chloe's getting kind of panicked, because she's like, oh, everyone's out to get me. Well, the manager basically wants me to see more of me. When the other thing is the manager's marking down apparently that with the cameras when Chloe's leaving, when Chloe's coming back, when Chloe's snapping, when Chloe's doing this, when Chloe's walking Moppy. I walked Moppy the other day, and the manager was shocked. I said, oh, he had to go. Dog tells me when he's got to go, but the thing is, Chloe doesn't care. All she wants to do is and I've been doing the administrative duties, as Tildor knows, and this morning it was no different. She got mad, and I was like, look, I literally stood my ground today, and I said, this is one reason why your life is down the toilet, right? Me and her mom was talking about this when she came out here. Her mom came out here. I said, Chloe games, doesn't give a shit about others, eats everything, piles up dishes. The manager basically said the funny smells coming out. I said, oh, it's probably Chloe leaving rotting tuna in the sink. The manager literally said that it's got to stop, but it's not my choice. It's Chloe's. Chloe's just like, I mean, last night she made up this tuna, right, in soup, this man-made soup she makes, right? I should say homemade soup, not man-made. It's already used by hand, so it's like, homemade soup. I'm correcting myself here. And it stinks. And the neighbors are complaining. And then she leaves it overnight. And this morning I'm seeing little bugs going. And it's like, doesn't anyone fucking clean up their fucking mess? So this morning I had to empty the sink. Then I found out there was other shit stuck in the drain. I had to get it unclogged. Meanwhile, Chloe's like, I'm caught that thing, bro. So to me, I decided I'm going to see where this assessment is, right? Apparently, the lady already said more likely the assessment's going to be one phone call to 4 phone calls. I've already talked to everyone they needed to, the manager, the therapist, the DCR, the several other people, their mom, their dad, their grandpa, their grandma, living kin. They haven't talked to me yet. They will, they said. And then they're going to make the assessment with the help of Chloe, if Chloe, you know, and when I talk to them, right? When I talk to them, the state, right? I said, Chloe's an adult. Can Chloe back out? And the lady said, yeah. But if Chloe does, then Chloe's homeless. She could be arrested for vagrancy, locked away for 6 months to a year at Eastern or Western State Mental Hospital because Chloe's temper has got the best of her. So, give me 1 second. You see, they're saying that Chloe. Oh, that's why. Hold on a second. There we go. Let me go use the potty real quick. I'll finish up here. Yeah, so. So, the problem we have is Chloe's paranoid, thinking the state's out to put her in a group home. Well, possibility is not a group home so much, but assisted living. And the lady was saying that there's 3 options: their own apartment, which would work with the DD program, the disabilities, developmentally disabled, which means they help with apartments. They can find a job if Chloe wants that. The second program is the assisted living part, where they go in and whatever they can't do, Chloe basically gets help with, like dishes, laundry, cooking. Now, if Chloe basically is a bad tenant, okay, let's just say Chloe's a bad tenant in the group home with the elder or the assisted living people with the right with the state thing, right? Then what happens? She turns around and they kick her out of the group home or the assisted living place. Then the state could put her into a group home. And if she got kicked out of the group home, eventually they would basically put her to the point where if she got kicked out of everything, then the state would basically say she is, not a good match. And, then she would be stuck in a a group home, and so she would be in a group home, and if she got kicked out of the group home, the lady was telling me on the phone that they could transfer her um to eastern or western state as a last resort if she let her mental basically take over to the point where she was being vulgarly violent towards people. They would literally, take care of it. And it would be, as they said, not pretty. But they said it'd be the way that thoughts would happen, because um, of how it is. So to me, you know, you got to ask yourself, you know, what's going to happen. And, the thing is, lady said that they might not need much of an assessment at all because they have enough information from law enforcement and from therapists and management and everything else that they were just waiting for Chloe to screw up. And, I think that's what happened because, frankly, I have no clue what's going on. So to me, I'm like, okay, what do we do? And, Chloe, of course, she's like in the room making phone calls going, I need housing. Well, the thing is I don't know if this is just me, if I'm paranoid, let me know, Tildor. But, I do care for Chloe, but at the same time, is the only option I can think of at the time, was, because Chloe's talking about group homes and, everything else. But, the thing is she's also insulted, um, the APS lady. And the APS lady, as you know, is the APS lady, Chloe's always been making fun of her, being like, hey, yes, lady wants me in a group home. Well, I don't know this. I've never heard her say I can't. See, the thing is, Chloe can't. The APS lady said she cannot put anyone into a group home. The only way they can put in a group home is if they put themselves in a group home. Chloe, you know. So to me, it's what it is. So I got some work I got to put together. A couple things I want to talk to Higgins about. So I'm looking at sending Higgins a couple. Actually, I'll send him these two links right now since I'm still working on something. But my point is, while we're here today talking about what's going on, you know, so anyways, I'm gonna send him these two because this is something that's been catching my eye. Higgins will probably be like, "Yep, you don't need it. You don't need it." However, the second one, all right. So, me and Higgins, we always talk about things. When he gets paid in 2 days, he should be happy about getting paid 2 days. So, there you go. So, one of the things that Chloe, is she was getting very cranky and violently grouchy today, and I finally, she went to nap. I finally told her, look, um, no, it was tough love, because I don't like using those words like her mom. But I said, look, I said, you sit there and you cause an argument so you don't have to do anything. Then you run to your room and then you sleep. Then when you get done from sleeping, you get up and then you run out, right? You run out, right? You're listening to this. You run out. And then you run out, right? Yeah, I got send Higgins a couple more. That's what I was working on right now. Then you run out, right? And then I said, yeah, I'll send him these links too. What the heck, right? Sounds great, right? I'm great. I'm awesome. Yep. So then I tell Chloe, you're starting arguments, and yet you run away. I said, last night you said you're doing your chores because you want to show people that you can do it. I said, you just went back to your old ways. You just said, well, the place is clean. Fuck you. So she turns around and she turns around, right? And she gets mad. And then she's like, well, I'm going to take a nap. And I'm like, fine. If you keep doing this, you're going to basically see that no one's willing to help you. And you just threw your entire life away for gaming and being lazy, and she got mad and she went in and went to sleep for a while. And I was like, this has got to stop because you're getting mad about things that, so then, I spoke to some people, this connected with Price's team, who said, this is a person who is not true, true trans. They are, and I'm going to say something here for Higgins. So I'm just basically giving Higgins and see, here we go. So I just sent him another batch of emails. See, I just love doing this. And then I can go down the list, right? So me and Higgins were, talking. But, the thing I love about Brother Higgins is, Brother Higgins is like he's a big brother to me, and when I was talking to Chloe, about these problems, she got angry, and she's just like, you're the one who loves causing arguments. And I was like, I'm not a woman who likes to cause arguments. I'm a woman who's basically standing up, talking, and saying, look, if you're going to sit around on your butt and not do anything, and then basically sit there and be like, I mean, the manager already gave you 30 days. You can either pay the rent or leave, and then the advocates can help pay the rent. But if she's just going to sit here and loaf around, then, there's no point. I mean, literally, the state's already helping in some way, right? So she's panicked that the state wants to put her in a group home. And I'm like, look, that's one of 3 options the state has. Now, if there's any availability, that's a different story. For all we know, they could turn around and say, we're sorry, we don't want to help you because you evicted yourself, or they could just sit there and say, well, we could help, but at what cost? I mean, think about it. How many people are going to turn around and I mean, a lot of people out there look at me, right? And they look at me. All right, hold on a sec. I'm looking for something real quick here. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. See, I'm still sending Higgins notes, for our project. People send me messages and they say, "Well, didn't you pay? You're paying Higgins?" I'm like, "Yep." They're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because we're trying to get him a scanner too, so he can be happy. He's a really nice guy once you get to know him, and there's certain things that we don't talk about. Like Higgins asked me a question last night. If I didn't email him on it, it's because I don't give a shit. I mean, literally, last night, was the same when it came to So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send Higgins a couple links again because I can, and then I'll finish up here. So basically, Chloe's all in a pickle and panic. Oh, you're trying to put me in a group home. Look, I'm not trying to put you in a group home, but Chloe's very high, thinking everyone's out to get her due to the fact that, you know, due to the fact, I hate these people. They're just like sending me crap in my email. It's like, do you think, it's like, no, I don't think and I don't care. So, you know, there's a few ideas I'm thinking about, and these ideas I can get Higgins' thoughts on. And because, once in a while it's good to go through and, be a good citizen on, eBay. But, anyways, can we just finish up our projects here so we can move along? So as I was talking to the state lady, she she turned around, right? Okay, so I'm still working on these one by one. All right, so I got like 3 more to add to this email to Higgins to go over. But anyways, Higgins is a good sport, anyways. So me and family, I emailed the lady was like, well, there's a lot of people actually advocating for Chloe to get mentally better. I mean, literally, Chloe is, and I think secretly on the island there is people out there looking after both of us, but they're not going to say who, because of the why the hell is this? Yeah, look at this. All right, so we go click, delete, and then you got this, and then that is it. And then I can go and look up 2 things I was looking for. Anyways, I wanted to share with you, the let's see, there's 2 I was interested in thoroughly, so I wanted to make sure I got it correct. Higgins is probably like, you've gone through enough of them, maybe, but I'm still looking, because I have an idea, but, I'm still trying to, is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, because there's like 2 of them, and I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to look at the second one, and, it is what it is, yeah. So I'm just like, I'm going to look at it, take a look at it. I've emailed him already the information and my thoughts. It's all up to Higgy, old boy, to figure it out. Someone was like, oh, yeah, use eBay for everything. I used to at one time, but then you got the scalpers. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to a website real quick. I got two websites I want to check on. So go. So if you go over to Radio Reference, it keeps you a nice list of radios, so you can actually cross-check it really quick. Like this is what I was looking for, right? Says was it rebranded? Yes. So you just go over here, right? And apparently it works. So you just look at this, for example. It says it was rebranded. The Whistler 1025 was the same as the former GRE PSR 200, very similar operation to the W1010 former GRE P100. Okay, so there you go. So basically the same thing. The only difference is this. Hold on. Can I actually zoom in on this picture? Yeah. So it's got air, fire department, police department, Skywarn, ham, weather, and marine. So this one has this. It has 6 built-in thingies. Oh, that's cool to know. Like, can we save the image? Oh, yes, I'll just keep that for my own reference. I could actually look at it closely. You see, this is why people turn around and they say to me, oh, yes, well, you should. So basically, you got air, which apparently you got the weather, the ham, fire, EMS, air, and marine. So basically, it's the same thing. The only difference is. And then you got the 405. I like the blue one. That one's pretty good. Same thing. So, Higgins. All right, so I'll send him out these pics just because. So, that answers that. That blue one's really good. Do you have the blue one again? I think it's the two. Is it the 200 or the 405 that's blue? 405. Oh yeah, the TA 200. Yeah, same thing. Looks cool, man. Looks cool, man. All right, so Higgins, I asked him to cross-check something, and he's like, "All right, Instead, if you just take a look and cross-check it yourself, see if they actually rebranded the damn thing. Okay, so this is the PSE 400. You got ham. Can we actually go any further? Yeah, I can. All right, cool. You got degree com. You got air, ham, weather. So basically, they and then the 649 is something I was looking at was rebranded too. It seems that one has marine, fire, EMS, air, ham, yeah, weather, WX. So yeah, so basically it's yeah. You got the Pro 404. Basically, it's the same thing. And then you got the PS 500. Yeah, all right. So now that we know what we're looking for, the 649, I like the blue color, man. The blue one looked cool. So the PSR 200. So the GRECOM. You see, I'm actually learning something here. See? Without needing to pay Higgins sometimes. Now he'll be like, poopy. Let's see what we get here. There we go, the blue one. See? Pull it up. The 200. And then you got the, yeah. Yep. See, you learned something new. However, when you look at it closely, you can tell what you're telling on the radio. So now I want to go down here because I have a reason for it. So what you do is you go here and then you go here and then you go. All right, so it'll pull it up. All right, here we go. Okay, so as you look at this closely, this will open your eyes up to what I'm looking at. So go here. All right, here we go. You got Marine, Fire Department, Police Department, Air, Ham, Weather, PSC, and something else. So now it's called Amateur, but it used to be, And you got Marine. So the 200 channels. Interesting, right? Yeah. So then what you do is you already got those done. So there we go. Now we know. And it's all she wrote. So anyways, back to my story. Chloe turns around, she's kind of paranoid or panicked that she's going to be put in a group home. And she has rightfully so. But, the thing is, she's like, well, she's talking about killing herself if she gets to be homeless. Well, she's talking to her therapist about killing herself if she ends up in a group home. Or she'll make life a living hell for the people in the group home. Thing is, eventually you got to basically step down and say, okay, enough's enough, and go from there. So, anyways, let me use the restroom. I'm about to figure lunch out, say dinner. Anyways, peeps, I would like to like I said, I'm going to finish my coffee. I want to talk to you guys about what's happening. So she, like I said, is busy on I'm gonna check with her real quick. I gotta log off for lunch, but I have to ask her a question. Give me 1 second. Anyways, peeps, I gotta get going because I have to work on some stuff, but I gotta dig for something for lunch. But my main thing is like I said, Chloe's panicked because of this whole group home thing. She just snapped at me again. Uh, you know, and snapped at me about group homes. It's like, look, you basically threw yourself away. You threw your home away. You threw your management away. You threw everything away. And now you're worried about having $50 to your name every month. See what the assessment says before judging. Well, I'm going to go into a halfway house, and that's the case. I mean, literally, any way you look at it, you can't help someone who basically is stuck in their own world, which is their money, their rules. And now they're basically the dominoes are falling and nothing happens. So, to me, I think it is lunchtime. Dishes and lunchtime, so I better get it done since I'm the only one that's capable of chores, apparently, since Manly and Adressa won't do anything because they're too, I'm a real woman, I don't have to do anything. Really. That's why the state wants to take them in because they can't do anything. The manager's tired of the funny smell now. So hopefully we get an update sooner or later for you guys, and we'll go from there. Yeah. So, anywho, hope everything's great. Love all of you. Like I said, life is good, and I will keep you informed. But in the meantime, I better get things washed. So, washed and put away. Yeah. So, anywho, I might be back later. I might not. Just depends. I've sent everything to Higgins for today, except for we got to discuss video games, and I got to get this cage cleaned today. So, vacuuming, cage cleaned, lunch. Last night's lunch wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I think I did. I had a peanut butter sandwich yesterday for dinner. Actually, two of them. I was telling Higgins that. I'm telling you, we're out of bread. So we're down to very little pickings in the house. So, anywho, I'm a prepper and I will keep you informed. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Weird. So, anywho, with that said, everyone, I want to say, stay tuned. I will be making up dishes and making some lunch. So, I will keep you guys informed of what's going to happen in the future, and hopefully all is well. So, thanks for watching. Please, please, please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions, hit the like, subscribe buttons, hold some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Bell notification, thumbs up button, subscribe button. Just keep it nice, all we ask. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.